Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Promoted Sandra. If this is the first time you are coming across this channel, thank you very much for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, hi. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to sew this Milkmaid dress. Okay, so I already have the drafting and cutting tutorial up there on my YouTube channel. If you've not watched it, do it to go and watch it. Here on this channel, I do everything related to fashion, beauty, lifestyle and skincare. If that sounds like what you're interested in, do want to join the family by clicking the subscribe button and turn on post notification if you end up enjoying this video. So without further ado, let us dive into this video. So this is the front side of the dress. I want I had to gum cloth stain on it to make it a little bit firmer. I want I had to cut out the lining for it as well. So the lining, I did gum anything on it. So what I'm going to be doing right now is to place the right side of the lining to the right side of the front. Okay, I'll go ahead and pin it together because right now we are going to start the sewing process. So once I was done pinning it together, I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew the side like this. I will sew this other side like this. Okay, I will also do the same thing for the back. So I didn't gum any gum stain on the back, only the front. So I'll go ahead and pin it together. I'll sew the up, the side, then I'll leave it down. So once I'm done sewing it, I'll come and show you guys what next. So guys, I'm done sewing it. Once I was done sewing it, I went ahead to iron it out. Then after ironing it, I went ahead to turn it out to the front. Then I went ahead to sew it down like this. Okay, so I went ahead to sew it down as well so that it will not be shifting up and down. Can you see it? So it's only the sides that I closed. So I did the same thing for the back. Okay, this is the back. I went ahead to iron it. After ironing it, I turned it out to the right side. Then I went ahead to sew the armhole down, sew it down as well to avoid shifting and all that. So can you see how neat and beautiful this is? So once I was done, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to join the back together like this and keep it aside. So I'm going to be bringing the front because the next thing is to now is to input our cup. Okay, so to do that, what I'm going to be doing now first of all is to take this to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew the up like this. Okay, I'll fold it into two. Just watch out how I'm going to be folding this. I'll fold it like this. I'll fold it like this again because we are going to be inputting like a rope on it. I don't know, hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, to tie it, so I'm going to fold it like this and sew it down like this with half an inch. I'm going to be then the side like this, which is the center front. I'll also fold it a little like this. Then I will fold it again like this. I will sew it down. Just first of all, sew the center front. There is the center, the front. Sew it first before you fold the up. Okay, before you fold the up. So once I'm done, I will do it for the two sides. So guys, I'm done folding it. This is what I have. Okay, I went ahead to sew the center front first before I went ahead to turn it because of this space. So if you sew the up first before sewing the center front, you will cover the space where you are going to be taking your rope through, your stripe through, or the stripe. So this is the stripe that I went ahead to cut a long stripe. This is the length is 25 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my needle. I'll just go ahead. So if you see the edge over here, I did cover it, but this other side I went ahead to cover it because this is going to be the side showing at the front. So what I'm going to be doing now, this side that I did cover is going to be the side that is going to be inside. I will just go use my needle to sew it like this. I will insert my thread on it like this. So I will just go ahead and choke the needle on the space that I left at the upper side. Then I'll go ahead and drag. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So if you don't want to use needle, you can use pin, office pin. Then I'll go ahead and cut it at like this. I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew this edge. Okay, so before I sew it, I'll go ahead and use an office pin and pin it down because I'm just going to do it for the two sides. Then take it to the sewing machine and sew it down. So once I was done, this is how it looked like. I've gone ahead to sew it down. Okay, so I want to sew the two sides down like this. This is how it look like. This is the center front. So what I'm going to be doing is to measure what I have. Just see how I'm going to measure this from the armhole area down to this space like this center front like this. So what I have there is about 12 inches. So right now I'm going to do gather at the front. Okay, I'm going to do the gather. So the gather I'm going to be doing is going to be 12 inches as well. So if your machine gather, you can go ahead and use your machine, but for me my machine does not gather. It's just sew it and tighten it up. I don't know why. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my needle. I will put thread on my needle and I will use it to do the gather. Can you see what I'm doing? So I will use my needle to do the gather. Once I was done gathering it, I'll go ahead and just use my hand to like open up the gather. Then I'll use my tape and measure it to see if it's 12. If it's not up to 12, I'll go ahead and open it again. So I'll just measure it if it's up to 12 inches. So this is exactly 12 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie up the rope over here so that it will not. We'll just go ahead and tie it up like this. Then after that, I'll go ahead and cut out the rope. I'll cut out the rope like this. I will repeat the same thing for the other side. So if you are still watching me, you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I believe you are enjoying this video already. Subscribe and leave your comments. Please, this help YouTube to recommend my video for more people to see. If you comment, please comment. Just say you try or you not try, or if you have any question, ask. So I will measure this. Okay, so this one is not up to 12 inches. I will go ahead and extend it again. I'll use my hand to open up the gather. Then I'll measure it again. Now this is 12 inches. I'll go ahead and tie it. Then once I was done, this is how it look like. Okay, can you all see how it look like? So this is the center front. I'm going to be placing the center front at the center front of the. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin it like this. Can you see how I'm pinning it? So okay, when you are pinning it, please try as much as possible to arrange it. So I will come to the edge over here, pin the edge. Okay, I'll pin the starting. I'll also pin the end part. Then before I pin the center. Okay, so as you're arranging it, shift it, use a hand to arrange it. So once I was done pinning it, I'll take the sewing machine and sew it like this. Okay, before I join this other side, I'll first of all go ahead and sew it. So after sewing it, this is how it look like. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? This is how it look like. So I'll go ahead and pin the other side just like this. Okay, so it's not compulsory you must also gum cloth stain or yours. Okay, so if your fabric is okay, you just want to sew it like that, no problem, you can go ahead and do it. So after pinning this other side, I will take it to the sewing machine and also sew it. So once I was done sewing it, this is how it look like. This is so beautiful. Can you see how beautiful this is? So I'm just going to go ahead and tie the rope. So after tying the rope, this is how it look like. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and join the sides. So I'll go ahead and pin the back to the front like this. Okay, just make sure it's equal, it's accurate. Then once I was done with that, I'll go ahead and use my pin and pin it down. So I'll go ahead and pin the two sides down. Just watch out what I'm doing in case you do not understand what I'm saying. So once I was done pinning it, I would go ahead and shaping it. So we add the allowance that I added was 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch from the start to the end. I'll just mark it. After marking it, I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew it. So for you, just mark the total allowance inches you added for yours. So I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew it like this. So once I was done sewing it, this is how it looked like. Can you all see it? This is so beautiful. So once I was done with this, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to attach the down part to it. Okay, I'll keep this aside. So for the dance, you can see I've gone ahead to sew it, just like as I earlier said that I'm going to be sewing it. I went ahead to sew it and also iron it. So once you're done sewing it, iron it. Okay, so right now I'm going to be pinning the back together. Okay, So I'll go ahead and cut out all the excesses. If there's any excesses, I'll just go ahead and cut it out. After sewing it, I noticed that there were excesses, so I wanted to cut it out. So once I was done, I'll go ahead and mark the center front like this. Then I'll go ahead and mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. I'll mark 4. After marking it, I will notch it. The reason why I'm marking this is because this dress has a slit at the front, so we need to know where the slit is going to be starting from and ending from, and ending on. Ending on. So I will come to this down area. I will just go ahead and mark a straight line from that point that I marked, okay, where I notch. I will just mark a straight line with my check like this. So I don't think if it's going to be visible due to the color of this dress, so just go ahead and mark it. After marking it, I went ahead to mark a notch at the center like this. So this is at the front side, center front, okay, not the back side. I'll go ahead and open it up like this. Now that I'm done opening up the dress, I'll go ahead and check the side where I want the slit to be. For me, I want the slit to be at the right side of my, so I'm just going to go ahead and divide this fabric into 2. So I'm going to be cutting it from the notch at the right side of my leg. So if you want your slit to be at the left side, you can divide it from the notch at the left side of your leg. So I'll go ahead and face it to each other like this. Then I'll pin it down. After pinning it down, then I will sew it from the waistline down to where I want the slit to end. So I've gone ahead to sew it. This is where I want the slit to end, okay, just like as you can see me doing. So I'm gonna have to sew it. After sewing it, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to fold this excess over here. So I'll go ahead and fold this like this and sew it down, or just fold it. I'll fold the 2 sides because I don't want it to be visible, like it will be rough if you don't fold it. You can go ahead to weave it if you have weaving machine. Just sew it down as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew it as you can see me doing. So after sewing it, I'll go ahead and sew it down just like this. So after sewing it, I'll go ahead and fold the upper part into 2 and notch the center. Then I'll also notch the center of the skirt, which is the down part. I'll fold it into 2 and notch the center. So once I was done, I will pin the side that I marked at the upper part and the one that I marked at the down side together. There's the upper dress and the down dress. I'll pin the center together like this, which is the side that I marked, I notch. I'll go ahead and pin it round. So it's very important to do this to know if there is excesses and all that. So as you can see, there is excess on mine, so I will not cut out the excess. I'll go ahead and look for a way to sew it on it. So I'm just going to find my way around and sew it. So I'll go ahead and start sewing the excesses on it. After sewing it, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I will use my brain and I will end up not having any excesses, and I will not plait it. Okay, so as you can see, the excesses is no longer there. I did not plait it. I just went ahead to look for a way to sew it on it. There's a way you will do it, okay? There's a way to do it to sew excesses on it if you want to sew excesses. So now that I'm done sewing it, if you cannot do it, just go ahead and cut it out, okay? So once I was done, I'll go ahead and attach my zip on it. Before attaching the zip, I'll go ahead and mark the space for the zip. Then this is where I want my zip to end. I'll go ahead and mark it. From this space, I will sew it down to the down side. I'll just go ahead and lock it. After sewing it, then I'll go ahead and attach my zip on it. So I'm currently using invisible zip for this. So once I was done sewing it, this is how it look like. I'll just go ahead and zip it back. Okay, can you see this is so beautiful? So I will take it. The next thing I'm going to be doing now is to sew the sleeve on it, the puff sleeve. So the wideness of this puff sleeve is about 12 inches. Then you can go ahead and use any wideness of your choice. So I'll go ahead and fold it into 2 like this because I'm going to be inputting elastic on it. So just fold it with 1/2 inch. Just make sure the folding you are doing is going to be wide enough to accommodate the elastic. Okay, so I'll fold the two sides, then I'll fold it for the two sleeves. So this is what I have. I'll go ahead and fold the two sleeves like this together. After sewing it, I'm going to cut out the off shoulder, that is the armhole area. I will cut it as like this. Before cutting it out, make sure you measure the one on your dress, on your top. So after cutting it, I'll go ahead and cut elastic. So the length of this elastic is 8 inches. So I'm going to be cutting out 4 pieces, 2 for the upper side and 2 for the downside. So I'll just pass my needle through the elastic and use it to pass through the elastic and insert it on the sleeve like this. So I have other videos on my YouTube channel, like how to make a corset top, corset gown with basque waist, with yoke. I have other nice videos that you might like, so do it to check out my other videos. So once I was done attaching the elastic on it, I'll go ahead and lock the end part, just like as you can see me doing. Then we'll just drag it out. Okay, so if you end up enjoying this video, please do it to like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm still begging you. We are on our way to 20k subscribers, so be part of this family. Support this journey, support this small community by subscribing. Okay, so once I was done, the next day, so this is how it look like. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be attaching these sleeves to the dress. So I'm just going to pin the armhole together and sew it, and pin the other side of the armhole together and sew it. It's as easy as this. So for the elastic, I make use of 8 inches. I quickly want to correct this. If you are fatter than me, okay, because I'm not too fat, so if you're fatter than me, just measure your armhole. So whatever you have, divide it into 2 and use it for your elastic, or just go ahead and add long elastic.